On the morning of October 1st, 2025, Georgia resident Derek Massey decided after a night of drinking to walk home with his dog. After walking several miles, he stopped either on or near a church driveway and fell asleep. A church employee called 911 to report him. Less than 10 minutes later, Officer Lane and Sergeant Parker of the Jessup, Georgia Police Department responded to the report of a quote-unquote suspicious person and found Mr. Massey once again walking along the road. The interaction that followed was captured on officer body camera.
Chilling. How are you?
Good, sir. Got a complaint. You was with somebody's driveway.
Right there. Yeah. Is it turning point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm straight. Lay down, took a rest.
Where you live at?
Right there on Willow Creek.
Willow Creek?
Yeah, right down the
So
road.
you lay in somebody's driveway with a Glock?
Yeah, I got a gun.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I'm good.
So why'd you lay down in the driveway?
Walk from a person's house.
Where you coming
Took a
from?
rest
Where you coming from, bud?
from my cousin's house.
Where does he live?
4th Street.
4th Street. What's your name, bud?
Does it matter? 2 minutes?
Yeah, it matters.
Why?
So, I'm out with you because you was in somebody's driveway and you have a Glock. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that. I'm gonna put it on my hood, okay?
Good.
Not that it's not against your ride or nothing. What was it, tied on there?
No. You can get it out.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
There it goes. So, what's your name?
126 Plain, I'm out 133.
What's up, pup? What's your name? I mean, you're gonna hinder my investigation. You're gonna hinder my investigation. So, I mean, we could do this easy, or we could do it hard, and I really don't want to do it hard.
There is nothing, there's
But
no crime being committed. Right?
Here's my thing. You're in somebody's driveway.
But
You're asleep in somebody's driveway with your dog.
is that a crime?
You're on somebody's property. You're trespassing. See what I'm saying?
Not anymore, though.
I mean, we can, dude, I'm telling you, we can make this easy, we can make it hard. I mean, he's good.
She's
He doesn't want to give me his name.
Oh. Why not?
Do I have to?
Legally, yes.
Huh?
Legally, yes.
Legally, yes.
Because we got a call about you being in somebody's yard, and we're in the middle of an investigation. So by Georgia law, yes.
Investigation about what?
About trespassing, possibly.
Trespass?
So here's the thing. You either
Possibly.
do it.
I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
But we still got a call about you.
You're not going to give us your name?
I don't have to.
Okay. Turn around.
Thunder County.
10-4, 1095.
What am I being arrested for?
Obstruction. 114 on duty yet?
I don't know. You got anything on you going to poke me, stick me, anything of that nature?
You took my gun.
Okay. Making sure you ain't got no knives, needles, anything of that nature.
Can I possibly call somebody? I have to call my
No.
to get my dog?
We'll get animal control.
Yeah, we'll get animal control.
Y'all are doing way too
No.
much.
You want to play your game? So we played it.
You're in your car.
Fucking playing
Yeah.
all day. You're arresting me for nothing.
They're arresting you for not giving a name.
You to identify yourself and I have
That's-
legal right to.
Yeah, that's not true.
That is.
When Mr. Massey refuses to provide his name, the officers place him under arrest for obstruction. The state obstruction statute, which is found in section 16-10-24 of the Georgia Code, makes it a misdemeanor to knowingly and willfully obstruct or hinder a law enforcement officer in the lawful discharge of their official duties. In the 1998 case of Gaynor versus Douglas County, the U.S. District Court in the Northern District of Georgia held that this statute criminalizes an individual's refusal to identify themselves during an investigative detention. However, However, the requirement that a citizen identify themselves only applies when they have been lawfully detained based on reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. In the 2024 case of Terry versus State, not to be confused with the landmark Supreme Court case of Terry versus Ohio that established the reasonable suspicion standard, the Court of Appeals of Georgia explained that during a so-called first-tier encounter that is not based on reasonable suspicion of a crime, officers may not detain the citizen or create the impression that the citizen may not leave, and the citizen has the right to withdraw from the encounter at any time. Accordingly, the determination as to whether Mr. Massey committed the offense of obstruction depends on whether or not the Jessup officers had the reasonable suspicion necessary to legally detain him, which we will discuss in further detail later in this episode. Before we continue the encounter, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Rocket Money. Everyone talks about holding others accountable, but most people never stop to hold themselves accountable when it comes to their own money. I'm not talking about some major financial mistake or bad investment either. I'm talking about the small, quiet leaks that drain your bank account every month without you realizing it. That's what I ran into when I discovered that I'd been paying for multiple subscription services I hadn't used in months. That's why today's episode is sponsored by Rocket Money, the personal finance app designed to help you take control of your spending before it controls you. Rocket Money is an all-in-one money management tool that helps you cancel unwanted subscriptions, lower your bills, set budgets, and even automate savings toward your financial goals. Once you create your account, Rocket Money identifies all of your recurring charges and lays them out in one list so you can see exactly where your money is going. The first time I tried it, I was shocked at how many forgotten services were quietly renewing in the background. But with just a couple of taps, Rocket Money helped me end the ones I didn't need anymore and even offered to negotiate some of my bills automatically. Rocket Money's budgeting feature is also incredibly useful. You can build a custom budget in seconds, track every expense, and get notifications when a payment is coming up or when your balance is running low. It turns the chaos of monthly finances into something you can actually understand and manage. Rocket Money has already helped its users save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. That's real money staying in real people's pockets. You can try Rocket Money for free by scanning the QR code on screen or heading to rocketmoney.com/audit through the link in the description. To save more and spend less, join the over 10 million members by heading to rocketmoney.com/audit. Thanks again to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's episode.
All right, step back here to this car.
So if I run your gun, is it going to be stolen?
No, sir.
Okay.
How much have you had to drink today? Have a seat.
Parker, I knew you from Faith Baptist, by the way.
Okay. Honestly, don't remember you.
No, I'm sure you. You probably know like Massey's. You know the Southers, obviously, right? I know you. I remember you.
Okay.
So you're not wanted, so why wouldn't you give us your name?
Sit.
Just because I didn't have to.
No, legally you do, but...
Because we did get a call about you being in somebody's yard. And we explained that.
I get that.
So, legally you did. So, well, you can discuss that in court.
I will.
Okay.
This is an illegal detainment.
Oh, no, it's not.
It is.
You think I would make an illegal arrest after 17 years of doing this job?
The officers claim that Mr. Massey was required to identify himself because they received a call that he was in someone's yard. Now first, it should be noted that the computer-aided dispatch report from the 911 call indicates that Mr. Massey was in a driveway, not a yard, and there is no evidence to suggest that he was in a yard. Likewise, simply being in another person's driveway or yard, even without permission, does not constitute trespassing under Georgia law. According to section 16-7-21 of the Georgia Code, a person commits the trespass if they enter or remain on the premises after receiving notice that entry is forbidden or that they need to depart. It does not criminalize entering the property of another, absent some sort of notice that they cannot enter the property. Accordingly, contrary to the officer's assertions, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Massey's mere presence in the driveway, or even in a yard, would not give rise to reasonable suspicion of criminal activity absent some evidence of notice.
What long was I breaking?
Obstruction.
What law was I breaking?
You refused to identify yourself.
What law was I breaking?
I tell you what. I was going to try and be nice and call somebody for the dog. I'm calling animal control. If you want to continue, I'll play you that.
I'm
no.
sitting here chilling with you, but...
No, you're trying to argue, and I'm not doing it.
His ID's next to your other phone.
I'll sit here and talk to you. I'll sit here and be cool. But what y'all got me going through right now, it is crazy.
All right. Who can come to get the dog?
I can call my mother, and she can call my... I don't know my brother's number, but I can call my mother, and she can call my brother.
Where's he at?
He is right across the street from Wayne County High School. Sorry.
Right across from the high school?
Am I going to jail?
Yeah, you're going to jail.
For what?
Obstruction. Watch your leg. Let me grab your phone.
X-ray 650.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud.
650.
Hold on. No. Come on. Hey, hop down. Hop down. Hold down. Come here. Hey. Right here. Come on. Hey. Come on. Thank you. Right here. He's right here. Alright. How do you get into your phone? Is it on?
No, it actually is.
Dead.
I was about to say, it's dead.
Okay.
I literally, man, come on.
No. Why? Because I explained it to you before. And you're like, no, I'm not playing your game. You wanna do it your way.
You are playing the game.
Look, if you're gonna argue, I'll go ahead and take the dog to the pound. What's your mama's phone number?
912.
While one officer steps away to call Mr. Massey's mother on the phone, the other speaks with Mr. Massey in the back seat of the cruiser.
You know I shouldn't be in cuffs in the back of your car.
So, and here's the deal with that. It's an investigation when we get called to you. And you admit...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You admitted to sleeping in somebody's driveway. You have a gun on you. It is an investigation. So when we ask you for your name...
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry.
When we ask you for your name, you have to give it to us by law.
Officer Lane implies that the fact that Mr. Massey is armed adds to their development of reasonable suspicion and seems to suggest that it played a role in their decision to arrest him. As we discussed earlier in this episode, there is no requirement that individuals identify themselves to law enforcement absent a lawful detention based on reasonable suspicion of a crime. Under the Georgia Constitutional Carry Act of 2021, the mere possession of a firearm is not a crime, and standing alone cannot justify a detention. The act amended state law to eliminate the requirement for a weapons carry license in most public places, allowing any individual who is licensed or eligible to be licensed to carry a firearm openly or concealed without a permit. Moreover, Section 16-11-137 of the Georgia Code expressly prohibits law enforcement officers from detaining an armed individual for the sole purpose of investigating whether they possess a weapons carry license or are a lawful weapons carrier. Furthermore, the officers were not aware of the presence of a firearm until they made contact with Mr. Massey, as evidenced in the CAD report, which has no mention of a firearm. Accordingly, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Massey's possession of a firearm did not provide reasonable suspicion to justify a detention, even when considered alongside the allegation that he was sleeping in a driveway. While such behavior may be unusual, it does not by itself suggest criminal activity, and therefore cannot be the basis of a lawful detention that would require identification. Now, while this conversation is occurring in the cruiser, the other officer reaches Mr. Massey's mother on the phone.
It's an investigation. It's not me walking up to you out of nowhere and say, hey, what's your name? Then you tell me to kick rocks. There's a difference.
I get that.
But when it's an investigation.
I get that.
So, yes, you are in handcuffs.
Any other time would have gave you your name, my name.
So,
I wasn't doing anything. Did you?
We're out here on the side of South Palm Street. He needs somebody that can come and get his dog.
Chase.
So, come get his dog, because he is going to be going with us for this morning.
You didn't witness me doing anything wrong.
They gave me your description. when I ask you for it, you admitted to sleeping in the driveway. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going to be for obstruction. He refused to identify himself after we got a call to him, being in somebody's yard.
So when I ask you for your name,
So what made y'all put me in handcuffs?
because you are failure to identify.
And the bad thing is, he didn't have a warrant or anything like that. He just refused. He refused to provide his name, date of birth. Said he didn't have to, and I explained to him he was going to go to jail if not. He said he didn't have to, so.
This ain't just me walking up to you on the side of the road for no reason.
Failure to identify.
Failure to identify. When I ask you for your name, you don't want to give it. Come here.
Yeah, you can smell the alcohol.
I just don't want her in the road.
You're good.
But is there any way you or somebody can come get his? Oh yeah, understand. He said something about maybe you could get his brother. He didn't know his brother's number, and his phone is completely dead. Oof. Okay. So what we'll probably have to do then is we'll take the dog to the pound just until he can, like, it won't be given out to nobody. Nothing's going to happen to the dog. It'll just be held till he can come get the dog. Hello. Nobody can come get it.
You want to take it to the pound?
Huh? Don't have to. Mom's in Brunswick and brother's in Savannah.
Huh? Oh, brothers and sisters.
Okay.
At work.
So I will.
So-
James is 114 going to meet
He's-
you up there?
He don't know when he's going to get here yet. We're going to have to
You got
do
the
it
key to the
small
pound?
bit. Yeah, I do. Got it in the pound.
Will you?
So, yeah, I'll get you a pound.
All right, Mr. Matthew, I'm close the door, okay? All you gotta do is give us a name.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, he's drinking. Mama said that he was walking home because he'd been drinking with his buddy and knew he couldn't drive.
Yeah, he comes from 4th Street.
All the way from 4th?
That's what he told me.
Where's he
'Cause
going?
I asked him, I said, where are you going to? Coming from? I said, my cousin, this is where he came from, on 4th Street.
Oh, okay.
He admitted to sleeping in the guy's driveway just now.
He slept in this person's driveway? Oh, wow. If I have articulable, reasonable suspicion that you were involved in any sort of crime,
What crime was that?
I could actually cite you with loitering because you admitted to him that you slept in the guy's driveway.
Yeah. I took a break. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'll tell you.
So-
Listen, I'm literally asking questions. I ain't gonna lie
Yeah.
to you. I was walking home. I could have drove.
Probably a good thing you didn't.
Huh?
Probably a good thing you
Yeah,
didn't.
I know. I walked all the way home from 4th Street. Took a break and everything. Laid down. Fell asleep.
Yeah. So in all honesty, if you'd have gave your identification,
I get it a little, but
we probably, depending on where you live, we probably gave you a ride onto the house.
After his arrest, Mr. Massey was transported to Wayne County Jail, where, according to Sergeant Parker's police report, he was issued a citation for resisting arrest in violation of a city ordinance. While the Jessup Code of Ordinances does not include a provision regarding resisting arrest, Section 66-155 of the Jessup Code of Ordinances makes it unlawful to resist a police officer while in the discharge of their duties. Sergeant Parker's report also indicated that Mr. Massey's dog was transported to the pound because no one was available to come pick her up. A week after his arrest, Mr. Massey filed a formal complaint against the officers involved. On October 9th, 2025, Captain David Gray responded to the complaint within 24 hours with a letter stating that he did not find the complaint to be valid because the officers, now quoting from the letter, had clearly established reasonable suspicion to approach and identify the armed male walking away from a Christian academy as employees and students were starting to arrive at the school. As of the date of writing this episode, Mr. Massey is actively seeking seeking representation to file a federal claim. The aftermath of this interaction is explored in more detail on the Ludwig von Jackhole channel, and I encourage you to subscribe to his channel if you're interested in further investigations into this interaction and the Jessup Police Department. Overall, the Jessup officers get an F for arresting Mr. Massey without reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, demonstrating fundamental misunderstandings of both the Second and Fourth Amendments, along with Georgia state law, and for escalating what should have amounted to a welfare check into an unnecessary and likely unconstitutional arrest. Based on the information known by the officers at the point of contact with Mr. Massey, it would be more reasonable to assume that a medical emergency was taking place rather than a crime, and by the time the officers made contact, Mr. Massey was already walking along the public roadway and was no longer on private property and had never been told to leave the property. Nothing about Mr. Massey's behavior suggested that a crime had been committed, but the Jessup officers immediately treated him as a suspect, and despite conducting no legitimate investigation, they arrested him within 3 minutes of arriving on the scene. As discussed earlier in this episode, citizens in Georgia are only required to identify themselves when they have been lawfully detained based on reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. The officers repeatedly claimed that Mr. Massey was quote-unquote legally required to identify himself simply because they were quote-unquote in the middle of an investigation, which was not true. Simply declaring that an investigation exists does not eliminate the need for reasonable suspicion or grant officers the authority to identify citizens at will. Furthermore, Sergeant Parker claimed that because Mr. Massey was armed, he was legally required to identify himself, which directly contradicts Georgia's Constitutional Carry Act. The claim that the mere presence of a firearm automatically triggers an obligation to present identification is grossly mistaken and undermines the very principles that the constitutional carry legislation was designed to protect. It is also worth noting that Jessup Police Captain David Gray dismissed Mr. Massey's complaint within 24 hours and found no wrongdoing with the conduct of his officers, which will only serve to reinforce this conduct within the department as a whole. This interaction highlights how easily poor training and a lack of understanding of basic constitutional limits can turn a simple call for service into an unlawful arrest that could yield serious consequences for the department and the taxpayers of Jessup. Mr. Massey gets an A because although he likely could have benefited from invoking his right to remain silent, he remained calm and collected throughout the encounter, made a legitimate effort to preserve his rights, but submitted to being arrested without resistance, and followed up this interaction by filing a formal complaint and seeking representation. Mr. Massey handled this situation about as well as anyone reasonably could. He was calm, respectful, and clear about the limits of what the officers could demand from him. When Officer Lane and Sergeant Parker began insisting that he identify himself, Mr. Massey didn't lose his composure or attempt to walk away. He questioned the basis of their authority, explained that he hadn't done anything wrong, and stood by his understanding of the law. His responses were direct and measured, and he largely served as the de-escalating force in this interaction. Although he should have invoked his right to silence, Mr. Massey never raised his voice, argued aggressively, or said anything that could reasonably be construed as disorderly. Had he chosen to remain completely silent after stating that he was not required to identify himself, he might have further insulated himself legally. But his demeanor still reflected restraint and confidence without confrontation. Mr. Massey also followed up this interaction by filing a formal complaint through official channels and seeking legal representation. I commend Mr. Massey for maintaining his composure in the face of an unlawful arrest and for setting an example of how to handle police misconduct through calm, deliberate, and lawful action. I highly recommend following the updates for this story on the Ludwig von Jackhole channel. You can find a link in the description down below. Let us know if there's an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out Audit the Court if you're interested in exploring the legal nuance beyond the body cam.